China's economy faces turbulence as a prominent real estate developer faces default, a major asset manager misses payments, and substantial capital exits stock markets. What initially began as a crackdown on risky practices in the housing sector 3 years ago has escalated this August. A housing slowdown and economic uncertainty have eroded confidence among consumers, investors, and businesses. Despite the turmoil, Chinese policymakers have taken a hands-off approach, aiming to reduce the nation's economic dependence on real estate. Fears of a strike at Australia's Northwest Shelf liquefied natural gas (LNG) plant have caused a 10% increase in wholesale gas prices in the EU and UK. The Offshore Alliance Union has warned of a strike starting on September 2nd if pay negotiations fail. The potential strike, alongside Russia's invasion of Ukraine, could disrupt LNG shipments. Chevron's Gorgon and Wheatstone facilities are also considering strike action. Australia's LNG plants comprise about 10% of global supply, with strike-induced supply disruptions likely to impact global LNG prices and encourage alternative suppliers like Qatar. Greta Gerwig's Barbie has yielded its box office reign to DC's Blue Beetle for the first time since their July 21st releases. Blue Beetle earned around $25.4 million, pushing Barbie to second place with $21.5 million. The film's total domestic earnings are $567 million, surpassing several records, including becoming Warner Bros.' highest-grossing domestic release. Barbie also recently crossed the $1.2 billion global mark, a remarkable feat achieved by only about 50 films in history, and established Greta Gerwig as the highest-grossing woman movie director ever. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed confidence that the forthcoming deliveries of US-made F-16 fighter jets would help Ukraine counter Russia's invasion. Denmark and the Netherlands announced their commitment to supply the initial 6 F-16s to Ukraine around New Year's. Zelensky's declaration, made during a speech in Denmark, conveyed his optimism about the impact of the fighter jets on the ongoing conflict. Russia warned of escalating tensions due to the aircraft supply, while Ukraine sees the F-16s as crucial to bolster its counteroffensive efforts. Lucy Letby, a British nurse found guilty of killing 7 newborns and attempting to kill 6 others, has been sentenced to life in prison without parole. Judge James Goss imposed a whole life order, an exceptional sentence for the country's most severe crimes. Letby's actions were deemed to be premeditated, calculated, and malevolent. The case, which made her the most prolific child serial killer in modern British history, has prompted calls for investigation into systemic failures that allowed her crimes to persist during her time at a neonatal ward. A magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck Southern California north of Los Angeles, while residents prepared for Tropical Storm Hilary's arrival. No immediate damage or injuries were reported from the quake, which occurred near Ojai in Ventura County. Multiple minor aftershocks followed. Although felt extensively in Ventura County, the incident information website reported no damage. The U.S. Tsunami Warning System ruled out a tsunami threat. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Hilary, after impacting Baja California, advanced towards Southern California, coinciding with ongoing rainfall in the region. Former President Donald Trump has announced his decision to skip the upcoming Republican primary debates, pointing to his significant advantage in opinion polls as proof of his existing voter recognition and popularity in preparation for the 2024 election. Trump's dominant position in a CBS poll, with 62% Republican voter support, compared to his closest competitor Ron DeSantis at 16%, influenced his choice. Trump stated on Truth Social, his social media platform, that his successful presidency makes debates unnecessary. The Trump campaign's stance on participation in future debates remains undisclosed. The 15th BRICS Summit will be held in Johannesburg from August 22nd to August 24th, featuring major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Initially a club formed by Brazil, Russia, India, and China in 2009 to challenge Western dominance, it expanded to BRICS in 2010 with South Africa. Over 40 nations, including Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Argentina, are interested in joining, seeking an alternative to Western-dominated bodies and aiming for economic benefits. The bloc focuses on geopolitics, economic cooperation, and consensus-based decisions, encompassing G20 members as well. Amid the recent failure of Russia's lunar lander, India's space agency, ISRO, shared images from its Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft as it aims for a historic South Pole lunar landing on August 23. Chandrayaan-3 is India's second attempt after Chandrayaan-2's 2019 lander crash. Success could establish India as a space power, boost its reputation for cost-effective engineering, and support its growing private space sector. With expanded landing capabilities and lessons from past missions, India seeks to join the USSR, US, and China as successful lunar landing nations. The Biden administration intends to advocate for autumn booster shots against the coronavirus, aiming to counter a new infection surge, according to a White House official. While the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention note increased infections and hospitalizations, overall rates remain low. Moderna recently reported the effectiveness of its updated vaccine against specific subvariants. Pending regulatory approval, Moderna, Novavax, Pfizer, and BioNTech anticipate distributing updated shots alongside flu and RSV shots in the upcoming weeks.